Hello comic book fans and welcome to the Yoshi Cast. I'm Yoshi. Today is Tuesday, December 4th, 2018, and this is episode 26 of Bag and Board. Yoshi! Hi all you comic book fans and welcome. Thank you for joining me as we go over this week's haul that I have from the comic book store. Honestly, I was sweating it this week, I'll be honest with you, because at my comic book store I found 2 comics I wanted to buy and that was it. That would have made for a short video. But honestly, the other day, I was at a second-hand store and somebody had donated a bunch of comics. So I was flipping through them and I actually found some ones. And I want to share them with you because one of them's kind of got me in a tizzy. And the rest I thought were really cool art. So let's check out what we got this week. So like I said, a trip to a second-hand store kind of saved me this week to actually show a decent number of books off with everybody. And the very first book I found at this second-hand store was an unbagged, unboarded Double Dragon #1. I read this guy. I had no high hopes for it, and I can't stop thinking about it. So let's talk about this as we bag and board this sucker. So issue #1 from Marvel Comics, Double Dragon. Video game stars in their comic debut. So yes, this is based off the video game. I played it on the Nintendo back in the day. I know a lot of people did. It was a very popular fighter. It's just fighting. It's 2 brothers. If I remember correctly in the video game, the girlfriend or the love interest between the 2, or maybe it was a sister, I really don't remember, gets shot at and is captured by a crime lord. And basically these 2 fight a city full of thugs to get their girl back. That's pretty much it. That was pretty much it with Double Dragon 1, Double Dragon 2. Didn't play 3. I think there was a 4. I didn't play that one either. But yeah, I was really, I saw this book and I am the perfect example that nostalgia sells. I saw this and I had to get it. I couldn't wait, and I believe it was $1 at this second-hand store. And the story in this is a little bit different than the video game. The brothers have some powers. The weirdest one to me is that as long as they're within a very close proximity of themselves, they fight better than any normal. One of them fights better than any 2 normal, really good martial arts fighters. If they're separated, they fight worse than one really good martial arts fighter. It's like they're less than a man fighting, or less than a fighter fighting. It was very interesting. They also have a special power I don't quite understand yet, and yeah, I'm gonna hang on to this, and I'm going to, in the background, see if I can find the other issues. I think this just went on to 4 issues, and 4 or 5 issues, and I think I need to find out how this story ends. Essentially, these 2 have a love interest, unspoken love interest, the same girl. She gets captured by the city's, this takes place slightly in the future, gets captured by the city's crime lord, and they're fighting their way through trying to get her back. And it's corny. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's corny, but holy cow, I can't stop thinking about this book, and it's not because it's good. It's not good. It's just, and it's not quite a train wreck either, but I gotta find out how this ends. I actually, in researching this book a little bit more beyond this particular story, there are people who have written reviews of it, have given step by, this is what happens in each panel. I had to stay away from that because I don't want to be spoiled. I don't understand. It's just so bad, it's good. I think that's what it is. They have a sensei, and there's a line the sensei says in the book, and I want to read it to you because I really liked it. This was really an awesome line that their sensei said to them, and me being kind of like a productivity guy, a getting things done, a project manager type, this line just hit home for me. Oh, and here's the line right here that the sensei says: "Tend to the task most in need. Order without priority is no better than chaos." I just thought that was a really elegant line. So yeah, it takes place a little bit in the future. It's interesting. It's bad, but it's good, but it's awful, but it's I gotta find out what happens, man. I mean, I may get all 5 or 6 or however many issues this went to, may read them, be like, okay, and then sell them back to my comic book store. I don't know. But at first, I had no intention of keeping this book. I wanted to read it and talk to you about it and explain to you why I wasn't going to keep it. I mean, I went in not wanting this, and maybe that's why now I like it, because the bar was set so low that it's now been brought up to this point. So yeah, Double Dragon #1, a $1 comic originally. So by the dollar price tag, this thing probably came out in the early to mid 90s. The art's not terrible. There's a couple of sequences that jump really quick, and you have to really be paying attention to understand how the fighting is going on. And yeah, at the end of this issue, they rescue the gal, but I got the impression she's in too deep. Like, they're not gonna let that slide. And they're gonna have to take out this crime boss, and yeah, we'll see it. So yeah, unlike the video game, these are 2 brothers. That's like the video game, but they have special powers. They're super in that respects. So yeah, this is Double Dragon issue #1 from Marvel Comics. Completely off. Here's the thing. When I was looking for this image to use for the splash screen right here that is at the start of the video, I stumbled across something on my Google image search. There was a movie released in the 90s of Double Dragon, and I had no clue. It's got Alyssa Milano in it. It's got the guy from Iron Chef in it. It's got the one guy that's known for Party of Five. This thing, I have gone my whole life without knowing this existed, and as I am processing this, I have subconsciously opened up another tab, gone to Amazon, and hit buy now. This sucker is coming to my house. I'm gonna have to watch that train wreck and try and finish this collection and read this train wreck. I'm kind of excited. I mean, I know it's awful, but it's good awful. Like, I'm stoked, guys. And if you want to know what I think of the movie after I get it here, yes, they made it in Blu-ray. They upgraded it at some point, so I did get the Blu-ray. Quickest $20 I ever spent, everybody. I'm just, I can't believe this. So yeah, I'm gonna watch it, and if you want to know what my thoughts are about it, leave a comment down below. I mean, I know this is about comic books, but this is a comic book movie. If you want me to talk about it on the next episode after I watch it, let me know. It should be here in a couple of days. I mean, that thing's gonna go right from my mailbox to my Blu-ray player. I'm not even gonna wait. This has to be watched. So yeah, comic #1 found at the secondhand store was Double Dragon #1. The second comic at the secondhand store was Double Dragon issue 3. I went ahead and bagged and boarded this one to kind of get through these comics a little bit faster. So yeah, this is issue 3 of Double Dragon. No issue 2, no issue 4, no issue 5, or however far it goes. I'm gonna have to really search my comic book store, see if they have these. Maybe look at some online places, because I gotta know. I'm in now. I have to know. So yeah, Double Dragon 1 and 2, everybody. Next up, again, secondhand store find. Kind of shocked I found this. This is a Gen 13 issue 1 blank variant cover. This is really not looking good on the camera, so let me put it down here. This is issue 1. This is the blank variant, and this is one I've seen online. It sells for a few bucks. It's nothing special. When I bagged and boarded this guy, it's one of those glossy covers that artists hate working on. So I may keep it like this. I may just collect signatures on it. I don't know. I may take it back to the comic book store. But yeah, I was kind of shocked to find something in the wild, and in a secondhand store, no less. Next up at the secondhand store, here's a comic I never thought I would own, Dawn #1. I remember when these came out, and at the time I just felt too sheepish to buy it. I mean, I love the art, and it's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. I would say from the cover art, the internal art isn't as pretty, but absolutely gorgeous cover. And not an expensive book if you're looking to find it. Pretty reasonably priced online. They also had issue #3. I don't know what's with the secondhand store. Maybe somebody was just missing a bunch of 2s and bought all the bunch of 2s. But this is Dawn issue 3. Really popping in the Mylar. Really loving how it looks. Next up, this was an online order. My comic book store didn't get this, so I ordered this online. This is the blank. I'm just going to put it on the second camera. This is the blank variant to Uncanny X-Men #1. I'm pretty sure. And the reason I didn't go ahead and pre-bag and board this one is because I wanted you guys to see all of this scuffing or ink. If I were a betting man, I would put the money on this is ink smear from the printer that I have no idea how it would happen. The good thing is, and I was happy about this, I was beyond amazed about this, this has just sold me. If it hasn't sold you guys now, it should, but it sold me on this tissue paper-like cover they're putting on the blanks now. The variant, the cover is flawless. It is perfect. It is more, it's so much better than that Gen 13 I just showed. This looks amazing. This is great. And yeah, I'm gonna bag and board this one off camera because I just used my last bag and board on the Double Dragon book on camera there. But you can see it's a beautiful black, just a beautiful back blank variant just with the barcode. The front is just the logo and issue number. I love this minimalism. They're doing a great job over at Marvel. And this thing, this could be scuffing from shipping. Absolutely could be that. But man, that is dark. That is a dark, those are dark marks. That has to be from the printer. I'm so glad they wrapped it in these. It just saved this book. All right, next up. This was one of 2 books I was able to pick up at my comic book store last Wednesday. This is The Amazing Spider-Man issue 337, The Return of the Sinister Six. I bought this because this ties into my Punisher books. And yeah, I'm sure Punisher's got a cameo or a reference in there, and that's why it's on my list to collect. Beautiful cover, beautiful, beautiful cover. Very bright, and it pops even more in the Mylar. The Mylar, man, it can make an ugly book look beautiful. That's one of the reasons why I love it, and it makes a beautiful book look fantastic. Hope you're using these bags and boards like I am, guys. The last book I got, man, you know, if I wasn't hurting for books to show this week, if I hadn't gotten to the comic book store and realized I've only got the one, I probably that's the only reason why I bought this. Like, I was just hurting. I was hurting a lot this week. This is Wonder Woman. This is the variant version cover. I believe this is issue 59. This was a $4 book. This is an art-only purchase. This was a very beautiful book. Like I said, I probably wouldn't have picked it up if I'd had a pull list of 3 or 4 books or I'd found more back issues. But I wanted something to show, and this is a very pretty cover. And to me, my favorite part of this cover is the lariat, is her rope, is her truth lasso. It's just jumping off the page, and it's a very interesting, very beautiful art style here. And even though I was reluctant to purchase it, I can still appreciate that this is beautiful. And yeah, I dig it. And that is it this week, guys. Those were my books. Tried something a little different with pre-bagging and boarding everything but the first book I want to talk about. Let me know what you think about that down below. I'd appreciate it if I should keep going like that. I'm sure it's going to make the video shorter and a little tighter, which keep me from rambling so much, I guess, and get you on to the next video that you want to watch. So thank you guys so very much for joining me. I really appreciate it. I have fun doing this, and I have fun sharing this hobby with you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for hanging out. And until next time, I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.